Hello and welcome to our training today. Today we're going to be diving in. We're going to be talking more about how you can actually make money offering business credit and financing. And I'm going to give you the rundown of every single thing that you need to know to be successful offering both of these services. So look, maybe you are a business loan broker now. Maybe you want to be a business loan broker. Maybe you're interested in just offering business credit. Maybe you're interested in both. Well, today we're going to dive in. I'm going to break down how to actually make money, how to earn a revenue, whether it be a primary or secondary income stream with offering business credit financing. Look, surprisingly, most loan brokers that offer financing actually make less money on loans than they do offering other services like business credit to their customers. So I'm going to give you a way to be successful, whether again, you're leading being a business loan broker or leading offering loans to customers, or you're actually leading offering business credit or both. So what are we going to cover today? Today, we're going to cover how you can easily offer business credit for your customers. We're going to talk about why business credit financing is in such high demand, especially with everything that's been happening with COVID-19. We're going to be talking about how to become an actual business loan broker. We're going to talk about how to offer loans and credit lines for your customers, how to know what loans and credit lines they can qualify for, and what kind of financing is actually available that you're able to offer. We're going to talk about how to own your own business credit and financing business, how to get something basically turnkey with all the marketing, everything that you need ready to go so you can just get out there and start making money offering business credit financing. And we're going to talk about how to access training, how to access marketing materials, growth strategies to achieve maximum success very quickly in this industry. Look, business loan brokers really become popular over the last 12 months. Several people have started to get into this space and call themselves gurus and sell kits and packets and all kinds of stuff that'll help you. We've been doing this now for nearly 9 years. And so we have a lot of experience. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it the fastest and easiest way to be successful in this space. We're going to talk about how to have all the work done for you. So all you have to do is just go out and get customers, make sales, and have all the servicing work actually done behind the scenes for you. And we're going to talk about how you can actually earn quite a bit of money, $2,000 plus per customer in front-end fees, and how you can earn funding commissions on the back-end fees. Now, of course, FTC disclosure, how much money you make depends on how much you price things for. We'll talk about that. You have a lot of options of how much you determine the pricing should be. That will ultimately determine the kind of profit you make. But we'll talk about the kind of potential that's there for you during this training today. Now, I've got a lot going on. I got a webinar and a live stream. So if you have questions, I don't get to them right away. I will make sure they get to everybody's questions at the end. I just literally am managing multiple chats. So as a result of that, it's a little bit difficult to get to everybody in real time. So just know that I will actually get to your questions today and make sure that all your questions are answered by the end of this training. Now, speaking of the end of the training, if you are staying to the end, then we're going to get you a playback of this event. We're going to get you a fundability assessment to figure out what might be wrong with your own fundability. We'll talk about that topic today, what to fix to make your business more fundable, and then also get free credit monitoring with Experian, with Equifax, and with Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, typically this will cost upwards of $200, $250 from the credit bureaus direct. We're going to get you those business credit reports for free, and we'll also do a consultation to give you tips and tactics to improve those, and do a funding assessment to see all the funding you can qualify for now. This is 100% free. I'll talk to you about how you can get that as we wrap up the training if you're sticking around to the end. Okay, a little bit about me. For those that don't know me, my name is Crandall. I've got 20 plus years here in the actual finance industry. I speak about this topic all over the world. I was just at CreditCon weeks ago down here in Clearwater, Florida, speaking to a huge group of credit repair organizations, credit professionals that offer credit repair, teaching them about business credit. So I'm really known as an authority that educates a lot of people on this topic. I have two of the best-selling books on consumer and commercial credit, Perfect Credit and Business Credit Decoded. And I'm also a business credit authority. You can see Entrepreneur, Inc., Forbes. You also will see me on TV shows, podcast interviews, radio, amongst many other places. And I have the luxury and the honor of overseeing the largest business credit partner division in the country. What this means is it means that we have thousands and thousands of loan brokers and partners that are offering business credit financing that we're doing the servicing, we're doing the work for. So nothing I'm going to teach you today is theory. This is all from thousands and thousands of partners that we help get into the space, we help become successful over the course of going on now 9 years. A little bit about Credit Suite, so you know why we're here and what we do. We've now helped about 48,000 business owners through the process of building business credit financing. Again, not theory today. We're going to talk about what actually is working with tens of thousands of clients. We actually were ranked best entrepreneurial company by Entrepreneur Magazine in 2018, Inc. 5000, 2019, and 2020, even being one of the 1,000 fastest growing companies in the country, A+ rated with the BBB with 0 complaints, and we're not accredited, which means we didn't pay them money to get our A+. We earned the A+ because we don't have complaints on our BBB. Hundreds of positive reviews, hundreds of actual results, and video testimonials you'll find out about us online. And again, the company's been featured on all kinds of TV news publications, including Inc. and Entrepreneur, just to name a few. Now, I only tell you this just so you know that we're credible to have this conversation today. Today, I'm going to be teaching you a lot about offering business credit and financing, and I don't want you to think it's just in theory or I just am some random guru that popped up and I'm teaching you what I'm learning in real time. This actually, again, comes from a lot of experience, and I want you to see the accolades we have so you know we have the knowledge and experience to have this conversation today. So are you in the right place? Well, if you're interested in making money with business credit financing, it's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. We're also going to talk about how to become a business loan broker if you'd like to. And if your job or income have been adversely affected in this new economy, well, we're going to talk about a solution there. Look, the reality is whenever there's an economic shift, whether it be 2008 or everything that's going on through COVID, we see massive shift, massive increase in business owners getting started. Business, I should say, entrepreneurs starting businesses. So it's no different now. A lot of people are looking to get out of a day-to-day job and actually finding a way to be successful. And right now, there's a massive demand for business credit financing. And as a result, if you're one of those people that's looking to get away from a day-to-day job, we'll be talking about a solution there today. If you want to start a new business or add revenue to an existing business, we're going to talk about how to do that today. And if you want to help other entrepreneurs succeed, if you're like me, you're obsessed with business, you're obsessed with capitalism, you're obsessed with business owners and concepts, this is a really cool place to be because you get to help a lot of entrepreneurs build their business and you get to be like a little small part of their success, which is super, super rewarding. If you're looking to earn high income commissions, I found in sales that closing percentages are closing percentages. It doesn't matter if I'm selling a car or a widget. I close about the same amount of people. So if I'm going to talk to X amount of people to make Y amount of sales, well, you might as well sell something that makes you a lot of money for every sale. We're going to talk about earning very high commissions in the thousands of dollars for every customer that you make a sale to today. And you also if like recurring revenue that's consistently coming in every single month, whether you're working that month or not. We're going to talk about how to earn recurring revenue with business credit financing as well. And if you don't like or want regulation headaches, a lot of people are in industries where there's a lot of regulation. In this industry in commercial credit financing, there really isn't much any of that regulation. So if you want to be able to do something where you can make great money without all of the babysitting and all of the headaches of regulation, we're going to be talking about that today. And Anonymous says, what kind of interest rates are you working with? Is this hard money lending? Well, it depends. Interest rates that I've seen on programs are about as low as 1.33%. And I've seen equipment financing be as high as 65%. Pretty big range, right? And that's because we work with every legitimate kind of financing that's out there. And interest rates are typically based on the risk of the deal. So whether you're getting financing based on collateral or based on a cash flow or credit, all these different ways you can get money, which we'll be talking about today, that ultimately determines a lot of the risk of the deal. So again, we'll be discussing that today as well. And let me open up my chat here. Okay. And hey, can you move the StreamYard is sharing your screen bubble at the top of the screen, looking like blocking the URL. Okay. So let me see here. Okay. Let me see if that does that for you. Hopefully that will work. And let me see. All right. Everything else looks good. So if there's any other problems, please let me know. Actually, let me see here. StreamYard should be okay. And I think Zoom, everybody is seeing this screen. If for some reason you're not, let me know. Let me actually stop share just for 1 second. And then I'm going to reshare just to make sure I'm on the right screen and we should all be good. Okay, there we go. All right, if you have any other questions or comments, type them in and I will get to everybody. Just keep in mind that I've got a lot of people in the chat that are typing in today. So let me tell you a little bit about my story, why I'm here. So the first company I ever owned was a mortgage company in 2008. I was there in the height of the mortgage crisis, built a very successful business very quickly. And then I was there when the whole thing crashed. I did jumbo mortgages. So overnight, my industry went away. It didn't even exist. We could no longer close our deals. We could no longer bring in new customers. Our business was just done. Tried my best to navigate through that. The business slowly shut down. We had to get out of the office and go work from home. We eventually had to let our team go and basically was there through the whole process of building a successful business and watching it collapse and fail. My car was repossessed, tried to foreclose on my house. I mean, I literally almost filed bankruptcy, paid the bankruptcy attorney, did all the paperwork, backed out at the last minute. But I mean, I was as bad as you can financially get in that situation. I literally remember them two moments that mean a lot to me that I'll never forget. One was when my electric got shut off. And my electric got shut off because my business debtors, and this is a good lesson for everybody, my business debtors, the people I owned, went into my personal bank account and they took all the money out of it. And I didn't have the money in there. Checks were written against that. So all the checks bounced. It caused quite a nightmare. At the same time, the business debtors reported late payments on my personal credit report. That then, from that point, what happened was then my personal credit limits were all lowered to what I owed. And all of a sudden, all this credit, all this cash that I had was gone in an instant. So I literally remember trying to pass bad checks to try to pay my electric bill because my electric was shut off and I had a pregnant wife at the time. And, in Florida in the middle of the summer, that's not a good scenario. And I also remember, being in this house. And at the time, we were moving out. It was actually getting foreclosed on. I remember my wife sitting there embracing me and saying, "Why is this happening?" And saying, "I don't know." And I never felt like such a failure when you can't financially support your family. So I've been there. I've built a successful business and I've been there and actually watched it collapse as well. So why do businesses fail? Well, typically businesses fail for two main reasons. The first reason is that it's mistakes made by management. It's just mistakes made by us. We don't know what we're doing as entrepreneurs. We're building a plane as we go down per se. We're learning as we go. And sometimes we can't learn fast enough to be able to keep up. So that's one of the biggest reasons businesses fail. And the second is because we run out of cash. And those two are kind of the same thing. The more cash we have on hand, the better ability we have to be able to manage whatever comes our way. But if we don't have the cash on hand, then even the slightest issue can cause massive failure in the organization. It's funny, I'm reading Shoe Dogs right now, which is by the founder of Nike, Phil Knight. Phenomenal book. And this book really walks through his experience with the same thing too, trying to build a business, putting the cash back in the business. And as a result of that, really running thin, not having a lot of room. And then as a result of that, these problems would come up and almost knock them completely into bankruptcy. So this is very common, even with the largest owned businesses, is just not having access to capital. So if you've been there before, look, a lot of us have been, and the key really is being able to get the capital you need to succeed. So I remember when things changed in my life. This is a copy of my desk. I'm literally at my desk right now. And as you can see, I have a number one dad thing right here. So you can always, any dads out there, you can be number two, but you can't be number one. I literally have the prize here. And I remember sitting at this desk late at night because some of our customers, I got out of the mortgage industry. I started consumer credit repair. And this was a big shift in my life because I really stopped doing things for the purpose of making money. And I literally started doing things for the purpose of helping others. It sounds very cliche, but when you go through severe pain, I think it's human nature to want to help other people and not experience that pain. And that's what shifted in my life. It's what changed in my life, is that I went from, trying to run a business to make money to then shifting to trying to run a business to legitimately help people avoid pain. And as a result of that, helping people fix their consumer credit through the mortgage crisis, a lot of people started to ask me about business credit. And I didn't know. I didn't know what business credit was. I didn't know how it worked. I looked online. There wasn't any information on YouTube. There wasn't information on Google. And one night I decided to sit down about 2 a.m. and try to figure it out. I sat at my desk and I spent hours digging into everything I could find and realizing what Dun & Bradstreet was and the Duns number and, everything that is the basics of business credit. And I remember that night I got very frustrated because what I realized is if I'd known about business credit, it would have saved me. It would have saved me from personal financial devastation. I wouldn't have lost the house, the cars, everything that happened to me on the personal side to clean out my bank accounts wouldn't have happened if I would have created separation between my business and personal credit. And here I was a decade plus into financial services. I didn't know, and I knew other people didn't know. And I'll never forget this moment because when I literally pushed myself back and rolled back from my desk and just stood there. And I must have stood there for, it seemed like hours, just completely stunned and shocked, trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I made the determination that I was going to start teaching people in business credit financing. I was going to learn how this worked in real time and teach everything I could about business credit. This is actually a screenshot from one of my first slides I ever did presenting about business credit back then. I think this was back in 2011 or 12. And that's what I did in real time. I would go learn about Dun & Bradstreet's credit scores, and then I would do a YouTube live, or I would do a YouTube. They didn't have live back then. And I would teach people how the business credit scores worked. And then after a while, I realized we had a huge following. And I went to my friends that were in credit repair and I said, hey, I'm going to offer this solution to help my customers with business credit. You're in credit repair. Would that help you if you had that solution? They said yes. And all of a sudden, I started helping hundreds, even thousands of credit repair organizations offer business credit financing. And now here I sit at the largest business credit operation in the country, and very blessed to have an opportunity to live my life of service and be able to help others through the process that could have saved me if I would have actually went through it. So look, a lot of people in business, a lot of entrepreneurs believe that you can't get money when you have bad credit. And I want to talk to you about today about how you absolutely can. Not only can you for yourself, but you can do it for others as well. I'm going to talk about how you can get money without collateral. A lot of business owners don't think it's possible. We're going to actually decode that formula and show you exactly how you can do that. We're going to talk about how you can get money as a startup. A lot of entrepreneurs don't think that's possible because they're looking in the wrong places. We're going to talk about the right places you actually want to go and be able to actually help. Be able to get the money you need for a startup for your business or for somebody else's. A lot of entrepreneurs believe that you can't get money if you've already been turned down at banks. We're going to talk about why banks turn down loans. We're going to talk about what you can do to actually get approvals for yourself and for your customers as well. And a lot of business owners don't realize that any business can actually get business credit. A lot of business owners entrepreneurs think that you have to be a big business to get business credit. You don't. You can be a startup and go through the same process that big companies go through to build business credit. Today, I'm actually going to come in and decode that entire formula for you. Okay. And a lot of business owners think you can't get money without a personal guarantee. I'm going to teach you today how to do that for you and for your customers as well. And again, we've got a lot to cover, but I've got a lot of questions. So let me get to some of them when they come. Any licensure requirements in California? No, not somewhat. If you're working through us, we already have everything that's needed. If you're going and offering loans direct to customers, then you're going to want to look into licensure requirements in California. Not a lot of other states have those. Okay. That being said, let me go through and see, and I will answer some of your questions along the way. And again, I will stick around to the end. If you don't mind, if you're on the live stream, if you're even on the webinar, type in where you're coming from, the city and state. I always like to hear where everybody is from. So please give me an idea of where you're from. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're from so I can give you a shout out later today and say hi. So per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, more than half of businesses fail in 5 years or less. 82% of business failures are due to issues with cash flow, and a staggering 90% of business owners agree that the availability of loans is a problem. As a matter of fact, more than half of small business owners are worrying about this weekly. We're waking up literally in a cold sweat because we don't have the money on hand to run the business, or we don't know if we have enough money to meet payroll. So if you are struggling with getting the money you need to grow a business, I'm showing you statistics to show you are not alone. The vast majority of business owners not only have this problem, but live with significant concern because they have this problem. And hello, Memphis, Chicago, Los Angeles, everybody's in the house here. Huntsville in the house as well. Indianapolis, I'm from right north of Indianapolis as well. Jacksonville, Florida is in the house. Atlanta, Orange County, Suffolk, Virginia, New Orleans, Columbia, South Carolina, Arlington, Texas, Idaho is in the house as well. Philadelphia, what's up? Alabama, Tampa, Florida, boo, me too. Chicago, Pittsburgh, Michigan, everybody's in the house today. So thanks everybody for saying hi. Arkansas, New York City is in the house as well. A lot of New York's, a lot of South Carolina's in the house. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for telling me where you're from as well. So look, in a post-COVID-19 world, I can't even say we're post-COVID because we're still amongst what's going on right now. Business owners need access to capital more than ever before. So it's an amazing time to start talking to people and helping people through the process of building business credit financing. Plus, it's a great time to earn a primary or secondary income while you're helping. I mean, look, a lot of people need your help more now than ever because there's so much uncertainty. But the reality is that not only are you helping people, but by offering business credit financing, it gives you a phenomenal income opportunity as well to be able to make a lot of money in this space, whether you're adding it as a secondary services like credit repair organizations or attorneys often do, or you can offer it as a primary service as well. Okay. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that how do you help them do this? What's a process with helping business credit or helping customers actually succeed with getting financing? Well, we've found there's 3 parts to this equation that actually are successful. And this is very unique to Credit Suite and what I'll teach you. As a matter of fact, most out there that offer any kind of business credit financing are only doing one of these 3. But we found it's the combination of 3 things that help you get the biggest results for your customers. First of all, is you got to set up a business where it's fundable. This is where most lenders, not most, all lenders ignore. So what happens is the vast majority of applications that are denied aren't denied because business owners don't qualify. They're denied because of basic business fundamentals that a business owner can adjust, set up the right way, and get approved. This is called fundability. This is what lenders and credit issuers look at to determine if they're going to approve you for credit or financing or not. And if you set your business up where you're fundable, well, then this significantly increases your ability to get approved and your customer's ability to get approved as well. Also, the second part is getting business credit for the EIN that's not linked to the SSN, not no personal guarantee, no personal credit check. This is very important because any business owner can build business credit, as you'll learn about today. And it's the key to getting away from personal guarantees, getting away from personal credit checks. Plus, it's the key to the business funding itself, where it doesn't rely on you. The business can build its own credit profile and score, and then use that as leverage to continue to get more and more credit that actually it can actually use to fund itself. And it's really big. Should be back now, and I appreciate your patience while I figure this out. Audio, give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. So my audio will definitely not be as good as it was because this microphone has stopped working. But, we're entrepreneurs. We figure out things as we go. So thanks for letting me know that the audio was an issue. And I went ahead and got everything fixed. So we should be good moving forward. The audio is just not as good because I'm using my Logitech microphone here. So everybody can hear me. All right. So that being said, go back to where I was. So again, the key to really success here is you've got to be able to do all three. You got to help business owners fix their fundability, fix what's wrong on why they can't get approved for funding. You got to help them build business credit to create a fundable asset for their business so their business can stand on their own, get away from personal guarantees and credit check. And you have to access max capital in one place. So you can piece together different kind of financing to help a borrower get the most amount of money, and you can help more people qualify. If you're only working with one or two or three kind of funding products, you just can't help very many people. So the key to success here is really to be able to help by offering multiple products. That way you can help more business owners get capital. And at the same time, you can also help people get approved when they typically can't get approved elsewhere, when they're typically getting denied. So first of all, let's talk about the beginning, improving fundability. So have you ever applied for a credit card before and you got one of two outcomes, right? You either got that immediate automated approval. Oftentimes they tell you exactly how much you're approved for. Then the second thing is that you get that dreaded message that you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days. I don't know about you, but in my world, that's never been good. When I get that dreaded message, it's a denial, and they tell me what credit bureau they pulled. So what's the difference here? These decisions are being made within a milliseconds. I don't even want to say seconds because it's so quick. Well, what happens is lenders and credit issuers have this like secret formula of what you've got to do to actually get approved for business credit financing. And if you meet this criteria, well, their computers will then give you an automated approval. But if you don't meet the criteria, the problem is that you'll often get pushed for a manual underwriting review, which is why you get that message you'll hear by mail. And almost always that results in a denial. So the key to getting business credit and financing is to actually be able to come back and be able to come in and naturally meet lenders or criteria so you can get automated approvals. So how fundable your business is really determines if you get these automated approvals or get pushed for manual underwriting review. And you don't want manual underwriting review because manual underwriting review is where you're almost always going to get denied. So the key for us is we've got to figure out what these computers are looking for to give us approvals or denials.
and then feed the computer what it needs to give us the approval. That's the key, and that is fundability. Understanding lender and credit issuers' requirements. So then from that point, we're actually able to meet these requirements before we even apply. That way we know we're going to get approved before we even apply for business credit and financing. Now, there's a lot of things that you actually are going to want to help a business owner do. So here at Credit Suite, what we do is we help business owners actually improve fundability by making sure they have the right entity type set up. So for example, a corporation is very legitimate entity type. Lenders love that. Lenders and credit issuers do not like sole proprietors. As a matter of fact, oftentimes they'll deny you just because you are a sole proprietor. Okay, the phone number. You want to make sure you have a real business phone number. You're not using a mobile phone or a home phone number. You got to make sure that you don't have to have a fax number. If it asks for a fax number on the application, you should have one. Nowadays, you can use Ring Central, and your phone number and fax number can be one and the same. If your phone's listed in certain directories like 411, a lot of lenders and credit issuers look at that to even determine if you should be approved. If you're not listed there, you get denied. Think about that. You could have the income, you could have the credit, you could have everything you need. Just because your phone number is not listed with 411, you get denied. So again, these are the basics of fundability. If you meet these criteria, you get the automated approvals. If you don't, this is what gets you denied. The type of address you use. Some sources won't approve you if you have a home address, like Walmart. Walmart will not approve you for a corporate credit card if you have a home address, but Amazon will. So what happens in these scenarios is a business owner applies for Amazon, they get approved. They think they're solid. They apply for Walmart, they get denied, they don't know why. But the reality of why they got denied is because they had the wrong kind of address. And again, some sources will approve you, some won't. That's the way fundability works. All these credit issuers have different requirements. But when we look at fundability, we look at if you meet these criteria, you'll meet basically all of their requirements. So in the address, if you use a PO box and UPS address, a lot of sources will deny you just because of that. The type of licensing you have. There's business credit sources we'll talk about today who will approve you for a $2,500 credit line just because you have a business license. So even if you don't need one, having one goes a long way to getting you credit financing. Making sure all of your records are congruent. One of the biggest reasons that business owners get denied is because, believe it or not, creditors and lenders think that your application is fraudulent. We forget that 8 out of 10 applications that banks see aren't even legitimate. They're not real. They're fake. They're fraudulent. They're people trying to defraud the bank to get money. So their systems are set up to determine if your application is legitimate or not. It's the very first check you have to get through. Now, you don't think about that because you're applying and you know you're legitimate. But there's a series of checks that are being done. And one of the basic checks is they take your application data and they just compare it to your Secretary of State. Is your business name, is your address, is your phone number, is all this information the same? And when it's not, then it throws up a red flag and ultimately oftentimes gets you a denial because they can't even verify your business is legitimate. They can't even verify your business is real because the first check they go to is Secretary of State and you fail that check. Now, a lot of business owners blow this off, but I can tell you this. In our actual fundability assessment that we do on a phone call with a customer, 9 out of 10 people fail that check. 9 out of 10, 90%. When we go to Secretary of State, it doesn't match the stuff that they have on their application. Because when we set up our entity, we often change our address, change our phone number. We never think to go back and update it with the Secretary of State. But it's not just Secretary of State. It's your Yellow Pages listings. It's your website. It's your social media channel. Everywhere. It's your bank account records, your licensing documents, the IRS documents. Everywhere your business information is listed, it's got to be congruent. If it's not congruent, these computers think it's fraudulent. And then what happens is they actually come out and they spit out a denial as a result of that. The type of reference you have, a lot of sources are going to ask you for references, whether you have a bank account set up, how you manage that bank account, having a website, having an email, having a website that actually reflects what you do. Okay, these are all very important things. And numbers, you have like your EIN, your DUNS number, your BIN number. You have to have certain numbers set up that give you credibility. I'll give you a simple example. I've applied for a Staples credit card for a business and been denied. Then I called Staples and said, why was I denied? I have enough business credit. There's no reason this should have been denied. They said, we don't even see you have a business credit profile. I said, I do. Here's my DUNS number. I gave it to them. They came back within 2 minutes and approved the card that they just denied. Now, I asked them, I said, why did this happen? They said, for some reason, we couldn't find your business, but with the DUNS number, we were able to find it. Ever since then, I include that DUNS number on every application for credit or financing, whether they ask for it or not. But it's an important lesson here. Just by having the DUNS number there, I turned a denial to an approval. So having your DUNS number set up, having the EIN, having numbers like your BIN number from Experian, these things are very important to being able to set up your business where it's actually fundable. Now, this might seem like a lot, but it's scratching the surface. We've actually found there's over 125 factors that lenders look at to determine if you're fundable or not. And if you meet this criteria, that's when you get automated approvals. And if you don't, then you don't. You get denied. And this is exactly one of the things we do at Credit Suite is we help our clients make sure they're fundable to radically increase the amount of approvals that they get. We take all kinds of clients that get denied, they come in, we address fundability, and they turn right back to the same source and actually get approved. Okay, so whenever you're helping customers with business credit financing, you have to address fundability. If you don't address fundability, the majority of the applications you submit are getting denied, not because the applicant doesn't qualify, but because you didn't meet basic fundability requirements. You didn't help them meet basic fundability requirements. Now, the nice thing is even the slightest change in one of these will turn a denial into approval, and this often happens. But even if you are fundable, like I said, the problem is you still got potential fraud concerns because lenders and credit issuers are pulling your LexisNexis, your Dun & Bradstreet, your Equifax, your Experian, the Small Business Financial Exchange. They're getting all this data from all these places you don't even know exist. Let me give you an example. Did you know that you have a credit profile and a credit score that's based just on how you manage your banking history? That's it. How you manage your bank accounts gives you an actual profile and a score, and lenders and credit issuers can access this. So can you. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever went to Check Systems and pulled your own credit report and got your own credit score? So this is just an example of the information that lenders and credit issuers are using about you that you don't even know that they are. And this is why fundability is so important. By accessing the Check Systems credit report, by accessing LexisNexis, as we help our clients do, we can get these things fixed and then fix the underlying issue on why a lot of business owners get denied. Let me give you another example here. So with LexisNexis, I'm going to give you two real examples. We went to get an SBA loan. They wanted to collateralize my home, which is a really weird request considering we have so much, like 7 figures in account receivables. So what happened was we said, why is this happening? And they basically had concerns from judgments they found on my personal LexisNexis credit report. Now here's the catch. There was no judgments. There was nothing on TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. I didn't see those. As a matter of fact, this is how I first really discovered that LexisNexis was the root of where they're getting all this data from. LexisNexis had wrong judgments on my credit report. They weren't even legitimate. And when I had those removed and worked with the lender, I was able to get the stipulation of collateralizing my home removed. Think of how big that is. We get an SBA loan, and because we addressed one of the secret credit bureaus the lenders know about that a lot of us don't, then as a result, they removed my house as being collateral for the loan. It was no longer collateralized. Now, let me give you another example. In that same scenario, they asked me, have you ever been convicted of a misdemeanor or felony? I said, no, I'm a straight shooter. I speed, I have a lead foot, I admit. Okay, but outside of that, I'm a pretty straight shooter. And then they came back and said, sorry, you actually have 2 misdemeanors on your record. Now you need to explain why you lied to us about them and explain with detail what happened here. And honestly, I didn't even remember. I had to literally pull a background check on myself to even understand what they were talking about. And what happened was 25 years ago, I was like riding a motorcycle, trying to impress some like female police officer and got like traffic stuff that resulted in misdemeanors. So again, I don't remember. That's 25 years ago, man. So these are things I don't even think about. But again, because this information is in these secret credit reports lenders and credit insurers are looking for, it almost got the loan denied. So those are just 2 personal examples, but this is very real because you got to make sure that the records are all congruent. And then you got to make sure you're accessing this information because this is where lenders and credit insurers are accessing this information to make all kinds of decisions about you. So business owners knowing what's being reported on these credit reports is essential to getting approved. And here's a perfect example that I'll walk you through. So here's a quote from the samples. We went to our bank to get a business line of credit and they turned us down. We got started with Credit Suite, set up our business credibly, and built our business credit. After following the steps, we now secured over 96,000 in business credit cards and just applied for a platinum Amex and got approved instantly with no limit. Now we have 4 to 5 different companies call us every day trying to give us money, and that's a really good problem to have. We're excited. And if you don't have business credit yet, you should get involved with Credit Suite to have the same results we have. So we'll show you why I'm telling you this right now. What they had wrong was a mismatch on Secretary of State. Really basic thing. The information on their application didn't match Secretary of State. We fixed this and only this. It was the first thing we did. Then we immediately sent them back the loan they got denied for, they got approved for, and they went in and immediately got approved for an Amex card when they were previously denied by fixing one fundability thing. One. So you can imagine as you dive in and start to fix some of these 125 that are out there, the difference it makes between customers getting approved and denied. And unfortunately, a lot of loan brokers don't know this. No loan brokers, unless they're dealing with Credit Suite, they're not even working on fundability. So they're getting people denied all the time that don't have to be denied if they just would have addressed fundability. It's why fundability is essential to helping business owners get business credit financing. But the other essential part is being able to build business credit. Because when you get a mortgage, a car loan, a regular loan, well, you know your consumer credit's being pulled, but your business is exactly the same way. You see, in the consumer world, there's something called permissible purpose, and there's a law called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA, doesn't apply to the business world. Now, what permissible purpose means is it means that somebody needs my permission to pull my consumer credit, but they don't need my permission to be able to pull my commercial credit. So what's happening is lenders and credit issuers, suppliers, insurance companies, they're all pulling your business credit reports. And you don't know what's happening because they don't have to disclose to you that they are. So we don't think about it because if somebody pulls my consumer credit, say I go to get a car loan, well, they tell me in the mail that they did so, right? But that doesn't happen in the business world. So the problem is that business credit is being pulled and used to determine if we should be approved or denied, the rates that we should actually pay, how much we should be approved for, and we don't even realize that it's being used. So we've got to build business credit. If we ever really want to get credit lines, loans, credit cards for the business, we got to understand that lenders and credit issuers are looking at business credit just as commonly as they're looking at consumer credit when we go to apply for home loans, credit cards, credit lines, or even car loans there on the consumer side. The other worst part is that you can be issued a failing credit score even if you have no credit. We're not used to this. In the consumer world, you can't have a bad business credit. You can't have a bad credit score unless you have bad credit. In the business world, you'll be given a bad credit score just because you have no credit. And here's a perfect example. Here's somebody that's about as high a risk as you can get with their current financial stability risk score. Now, what this score means literally is the risk of you closing your doors, ceasing operations, filing bankruptcy, basically going out of business in the next 12 months. You can see this about a higher risk as you can get. We can also see this person doesn't have any credit. They have nothing on their credit report. And they're seen about as high a risk as you can get for filing bankruptcy just because they have no credit. Now, the good news is that if we add even one account to the business credit profile, we can change all that. So now we see the scores are coming up there and telescores almost as high as you can get. We can see the risk is completely flipped. Now it's very, very, very low risk. We can also see here that only one account has been added to the business credit reports. So even one account being added to the business credit reports, and this is actually an account I'll talk to you about in just a minute, I'll tell you which account this is, can change this and go from a failing credit profile and score to an exceptional credit profile and score that'll help us get approved if we just know the steps to start adding initial credit. And here's what's even more interesting. And you can see here, this person went from that same 28 failing score all the way up to low risk just because that one account was added. Now, here's something that credit issuers don't want you to know about. As a matter of fact, I don't like to use the word lie, but they will lie to you. If I go to basically apply for, let's say, an office credit card with Office Depot or Staples, they're going to say right there on their page that I need $1 million in revenue or in 3 years in business to apply. But what we found is that that's not the case at all. The key to building business credit, the key to approvals is not your revenue and it's not your credit score even. It's actually nothing to do with either of those. And it's definitely not to do with your time in business. It has to do with how many accounts you have on your business credit reports. Helping nearly 48,000 people through this process, we found that the more accounts you add to your business credit reports, the higher the recommendation of credit is from the credit bureaus. I'll show you what this looks like. The first credit report I showed you, these are from Experian. We can see this credit limit recommendation. This person had no credit. They're recommended for $1,000. Then I showed you a credit profile where somebody added one account and then it bumped their credit limit recommendation 2.5 times to $2,500. Here's somebody that's being recommended for nearly $7,000 in credit and they have 2 accounts on their business credit reports. Here's somebody that's being recommended for nearly $16,000 in credit and they have 3 accounts on their business credit reports. Here's somebody that's being recommended for nearly $66,000 and they have 4 accounts, 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts on their business credit reports. And here is the high end of this, $724,000 recommendation for credit and 15 accounts in the business credit reports. The key is by adding more accounts to your business credit reports, the credit recommendation goes up. So if you're not getting credit limits on credit cards, credit limits on credit lines, or loan amounts that are what you want to get, now you know why. Because lenders and credit issuers are pulling your credit reports and the recommendation from the bureau is very low on the amount that they should be giving you. So they're following that recommendation in a lot of cases, giving you lower approvals than you should. And all you have to do to fix it is start adding accounts to your business credit reports. And that credit limit recommendation, as you see, goes up pretty dramatically the more accounts that you actually add in your business credit reports. So look, there's a lot of benefits of building business credit. First of all, you can get approved regardless of consumer credit quality. When you do this, what we do, we build a business foundation. We build a basic business credit profile using starter vendors. Now we've got a credit profile. Now we've got trade lines. Now we've got a credit score. We use those things as leverage to go get more credit. And as a result of that, we don't need to show them our consumer credit. Consumer credit quality doesn't matter because they don't look at it. They're not looking at it because we're not letting them look at it. We're forcing them to look at our business credit profile. And when they do, they're giving us an approval based on that because that's already established. So there is no consumer credit check. Now, this is beneficial two ways. First of all, if your credit sucks, you can still build business credit. The second thing is if your credit's exceptional, you limit inquiries. You don't want to have inquiries go on your personal credit report when you don't need them to pull your personal credit. There's basically no kind of business credit card that you should ever need to supply a social and a consumer credit check for. Every kind of business credit card you need, every single kind you need, you can get without a credit check if you build your business credit and follow the series of steps to get it without the actual personal credit check and guarantee. Now, what this does is it protects your consumer credit. So that way you can use it for funding. You can use it for credit lines. You can use it for loans. So those inquiries that you put on there because you got credit cards aren't adversely affecting you. So it's very, very, very important. In cases, but doesn't Amex require a personal guarantee? Look, personal guarantees are required because your business can't stand on its own. So that's the bottom line with personal guarantees. It's not me. If you go and look up personal guarantee, the definition, it's required because your business can't stand on its own. What we're doing here is we're building a credit profile and a score where they see 10, 15, 20 trade lines. And then with the 10, 15, 20 trade lines, you're able to turn around and get this kind of what's called bank credit. The Amex, the Bank of America, the Amex, the Visa card, the MasterCard, all these credit issuers that issue credit without a personal guarantee credit check will, as long as you actually have a credit profile strong enough for the business. And this is what they don't want you to know. And there's a reason for it. Because a lot of your businesses aren't big enough where they want you to know that yet. Eventually, a business gets to 10 million, 15 million, 20 million in revenue. Then you get a CFO, then you get a controller. Then a CFO and a controller comes in and says, what are you doing? You've got to build business credit. They start focusing on building a commercial credit profile. And then the business at that point is already big. The commercial credit's established. Then that's the one they want to know about this. So, but the reality is you can jump the system. You just have to follow the same steps the big guys do by having the knowledge the CFO and controllers have, which you're gaining now. So no personal guarantee is required when you do this because you're building your established business credit profile and score to get approved, not your personal. Okay. And your credit limits per SBA are 10 to 100 times higher on commercial credit than it is with consumer credit. Here's what it looks like. The very first approvals you get for business credit cards are usually $2,500, $3,000 approvals. Then you jump to $5,000 and $10,000. Then you jump to $15,000, $20,000 after that. And then after that, you jump all the way up to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 credit limits. This happens within 6 months if you actually have the guidance that you know what you're doing. So here's the benefit. When I was in the consumer credit business, I owned a consumer credit company. We'd help people fix their consumer credit reports. At the same time, we build business credit and help them get massive amounts of credit with these high limit accounts. They were so ecstatic because they didn't even expect that. They just expected to have their consumer credit fixed. Then we would come in and say, hey, why don't we help you build business credit? They said, I don't know about business credit. We tell them about it. We get them started. And all of a sudden they get their consumer credit fixed and get these massive high limit business credit cards. So very beneficial for you and your customers to be able to do that. And you get credit very quickly because as I showed you, it only takes one account reporting to the business credit reporting agencies to get good scores. We use the scores to then get more credit and get more leverage and be able to get better terms. So all we have to do is start getting credit that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. And as it actually reports, then what happens is that gives us a fundable asset. And that helps us start being able to get all kinds of additional credit just based on that established credit profile and score. And it separates consumer and commercial credit, right? That was my problem. My mortgage company failed. It drugged me down personally because I didn't separate my consumer and commercial credit or my liability. So when the business went down, I went down with it. Now, none of us think about failing. I've stood in massive rooms and said, how many of you expect to fail in the next 12 months? And nobody raises their hands. But the crazy thing is that at least 1 out of 3 in that room are going to fail. But none of us see it coming. None of us anticipate it. COVID, mortgage crisis, the stuff comes out of left field. And no matter how smart or good of an entrepreneur it doesn't matter. There's stuff that happens in business that's unexpected. And if we're not prepared for that, it drags us down personally on the financial side. So by separating commercial and consumer credit as SBA, Inc., Forbes, Score, pretty much every financial authority that has anything to do in the business space advises you to do. You separate this so you actually have commercial credit reports, consumer credit reports, and you separate that liability, not to mention that it's establishing the credibility for your business. Okay, lenders, suppliers, credit issuers, insurance companies, prospective clients, okay, prospects, people that want to buy your business, anybody that wants your credit report can do so. If I go to Dun & Bradstreet's credit report right now, credit website right now to get credit reports, the very first question they say is, do you want a credit report for your business or do you want a credit report for somebody else's business? So anybody can access this. So if you want people to look at your credit report and see that you are a legitimate, credible business, you've got to build business credit. If you don't, all of them are looking at this and making adverse decisions about you, and you don't even know that it's because this is happening. So it's very important you do this because anybody can see those business credit reports. Now, here's what this looks like when you go through to get approved. Here's Christine. Christine, you can see these $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 approvals here early in the process. You can see she jumps up to these $15,000 Sears, Shell, Costco approvals. Then just like I said, you jump up to 40, 50,000, Best Buy 40, Dell 40 grand, Pilot Flying J 50, and then it goes up and up and up. She actually got $185,000 financed at Ford. Okay, without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. I personally buy vehicles in each vehicle in a separate LLC's name. That's how I do it. Okay, completely side note. Okay, one of the side businesses that I have that I really enjoy is I buy very high-end cars and I rent them out and have a whole business when I'm not using those vehicles. Okay, and all the vehicles are paid for themselves, pay for all my expenses. It's a pretty cool side business. But I do it and protect myself by getting a different LLC for every vehicle. Okay, that way I have, if anybody ever comes after me, they come after the LLC. I've got a layer of protection there. And the LLC has its own insurance policy. The LLC can finance the vehicle. There's just a lot of different benefits you get by building business credit. Here's Christine, some of her actual approvals. You can see her business credit reports. You can see here, if you follow Ty Crandall's program, you'll get what you need. A lot of success. So to date, she's got over $1 million in business credit. And again, last time I talked to her, she was buying a 15 truck operation. From a 1 truck operation, over the road trucker, to actually building and buying a 15 truck operation, all because of what business credit can help you do. Okay, Jeff says, does this apply to commercial auto financing? It absolutely does. Ally, Ford, GM, Toyota, amongst many others, offer this kind of auto financing without a personal guarantee and credit check. In Christine's case, she actually got approved for $185,000 at Ford. That's what she was actually looking for, and that's actually what she went in there to be able to get. So how do you do this? Well, you got to get initial credit first. You got to get credit on those credit reports. And you do it typically through what's called starter vendors. Okay, these starter vendors are the ones that will give you credit when you have none. You saw that one credit line for shipping on the credit report for the one person that had one account on their business credit reports earlier. That was Uline. So Uline is a great one to start with. Granger, these are great starter vendors to start with. Strategic Network Solutions is another. You can start building business credit initially. That way, you can also use a program called Credit Line Hybrid. This is where you have good personal credit or a guarantor has good personal credit. You use your credit or guarantor's credit to get $150,000 up to $150,000 in credit lines, 0% rates. You can take the cash out. A lot of them report to the business credit reporting agency. So there's 2 ways to build initial business credit. One, doesn't require a personal guarantee or credit check. Use starter vendors, Uline, okay? Granger, for example. You get starter vendors, you buy stuff in their store, they report the credit on the business credit reports, bam, your initial business credit reports are established. The second way, you use your good personal credit or a guarantor's good personal credit to get $150,000 in credit lines. Now you have up to $150,000 in credit lines at 0% where you can pull the cash out of them. They report to the business credit reporting agencies and they help you establish initial credit as well. Now, either one of these that you choose, when you get the credit, use the credit, then it reports on your business credit reports. So the next thing you got to do is you go get credit monitoring. If you go to Equifax, Experian, DMV, it's $250. You go get your credit monitoring, you look at your scores, you look at your reports, you see these accounts actually being added, and then you start to move to the next tiers of credit. The next tiers of credit are tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. And tiers 2, 3, and 4 all really have to do with the type of credit you're getting. And here I'll give you an actual real look at what this looks like. So with tier 3, 4 levels of credit, you're getting retail credit. Now, this is credit at major retailers. So Office Depot, Staples, Home Depot, Lowe's, Nordstrom and Macy's offer this kind of business credit. Costco, Sam's Club, Best Buy, Apple, Almost every major retailer offers this level of business credit. This is basically credit that's offered from all major retailers. Then you also, from there, move on to what's called fleet credit. You have about 8 accounts in your business credit reports. Then you can move on to fleet credit. You can start to get fuel, repair, maintenance of vehicles. Then you move to the final stage of business credit building, which you can get cash credit, bank credit. This is the Visa card, the MasterCard that we talked about earlier. This is also where we get auto financing. This is where we get computer leases with HP, with Dell, with Apple. Here, I'll show you exactly what this looks like. So this is our business credit builder where we help clients through these steps. You can see here's that tier, here's that fundability, right? Step 1. So step 1, we're building the fundability. Then we get set up with a business credit reporting agency. We get our DUNS number, we get our BIN number, we get set up and let the reporting agencies know we exist. Then we come in and we start getting this initial starter vendor credit that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. Then we monitor those business credit reports. Then we start moving to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 kind of credit. This is where we start getting credit at major retailers. This is where we start getting fleet credit. So if we look here at major retailers, we look at, for example, the bank credit, the cash credit. Here's Frost Bank and Universal MasterCard. We look at retailers like Sam's Club here. We look at fleet credit like Phillips 66, like Chevron. Okay, so this is where we look at those computer leases. We talked about that. Here's, Dell, Apple, HP. Then we start talking about Amex. We talked about them earlier as well. Here's auto finance. Remember we talked about that. Here's Ally. Here's Ford. Here's Toyota. So this is business credit building, and it's really a matter of following these steps and walking through the tiers. Now, for our clients, it's fairly easy because we list it tier by tier, order by order. We have advisors that help the clients through the entire process. We have this crazy information where we have an entire data team that communicates with places like Ford to get their underwriting guidelines and then give them to you. Think about that. Have you ever applied for a credit card or a loan where before you apply this, wait. Here's our exact underwriting criteria. Here it is. Just make sure you meet this. And if you do, you get approved. That's what our whole system does. We go through, we tell you you're pre-qualified, tell you where things actually report to. Okay, what kind of terms there are, exactly what's needed to get approved without a personal guarantee or credit check. Okay, the description of what the company actually sells, every single thing to know you're going to get approved before you even apply it. And this is why. If you don't have that information, you apply, get denied, apply, get denied, apply, get approved. Apply, denied, apply, denied, apply, denied, apply, approved. It's just this elongated process that takes years to build business credit just because you didn't know which sources to actually apply for. By breaking it down tier by tier and showing you what you're approved for and what you're not, or what qualified for, then from that point on, it makes it easy to only apply for what you're actually going to get approved for. Now, made it seem easy, didn't it? Look at that. Summed it up on one pretty slide, the entire process to build business credit. It ain't easy. We've got 150 factors that our team uses to help clients through this process. This is called our business credit building matrix. So this is the matrix that we use internally to be able to make sure that our clients are getting approved for business credit. So I don't want to be the one that tries to make this complicated process seem simple. It's not. I'm just giving you an overview of how it works. Okay. But again, it's really unique for every single person. You can just look at some of these things about monthly or quarterly reporting and, bank underwritten, vendor underwritten, time accounts report, no social, 411 listing required. This is everything these are just a snapshot, a zoom in on some of the things that we're looking at for our clients to make sure that they actually can qualify for the credit and financing as well. Okay. So, and I appreciate that. And Kalish says great to have it broken down that way. Jeff Moore says, what's the estimated time frame as a startup with a 770 FICO across all 3 bureaus to get to a cash credit tier? Keep in mind, first of all, Jeff, your personal credit score doesn't matter. Okay, whether you have good or bad credit, you're able to get to that final tier in about 6 months if you're working. Like our clients get there in 6 months. The people that are in our group, our Facebook group, take 2.5 to 3 years. So I know it's a big range, but what I'm saying is if you're, if you're working with somebody that knows what they're doing to help you or your clients, it can be done in 4 to 6 months to get to that final tier, no matter how good or bad your credit may be. But if you're not, it takes 2.5 to 3 years because you're trying to figure out everything I'm showing you here. And you're also applying and getting denied a lot. So it's a big range, but it really depends on if you're doing it with an expert, if you're doing it on your own. So here's some approvals so you know what's possible. Here's Dell for $10,000, $40,000. Dell, $10,000, $40,000 lease, Lowe's, and $5,000 approval as well. Here's a $15,000 Chase approval, $9,000 at Navy Federal Credit Union as well. Amex for $10,000. Here's another approval here. Looks like for $12,500. Here's a Home Depot approval here, although I don't see the approval amount. Here is a Visa card, a bunch of approvals. Divvy, Navy Federal Credit Union, Quill, Uline, 800 phone number as well. A bunch of approvals. Summa, HD Supply, Uline, I'm not even going to read them all. There's at least 15 different approvals being mentioned there. $7,500 approval here. Here's a Navy Federal Credit Union approval. Here's a BP approval for $9,500. Here's a bunch of approvals. $2,500 at Lowe's, $3,000 at Amazon. Here's a Uline approval, Granger, Monopolize Your Marketplace, Amsterdam Printing, Gimpler, Strategic Network Solutions, Global Industry, National Pen, amongst many others. I mean, we've got 15 approvals on this one, and they keep going. I don't know what's going on here. There's like 30 different approvals when we add all these up. But you can see these are all different approvals from one person that's following the exact same system I'm teaching you here. Here's a WEX fleet card for $10,000. Here's a $14,000 approval. Here's a Verizon approval for Verizon accounts. No personal guarantee, only business info. This works. Thanks, Ty Crandall and Credit Suite. Carnla. Thank you for actually taking the time to follow the steps and actually get the success. Universal Premium account. Here's a bunch of approvals. Looks like there's about 16 approvals here. Okay, all no personal guarantees. You can see here not being a personal guarantor. Here's multiple credit cards with $10,000 limits here. Here's, I don't know, a bunch of them, $200,000 plus in credit cards that was able to get following the system. Here's a lot more approvals here. So here's the bottom line. I wanted to show you this so you can see the kind of credit you can get. We've seen cash bank credit here. We've seen retail credit here. We've seen fleet credit. We've started to see what this looks like when we put it all together and we start to actually get results for you and for the clients as well. So look, any business can do this. If you have an EIN in the United States, you can do it. I don't care if you're a startup. I don't care if you're a nonprofit. Startups, nonprofits, owners outside the United States, you can follow the exact same steps for multiple businesses. You can get approved even when you can't get any other kind of financing. And the reason for that is to get a loan or a credit line, you need business credit, or you need good credit, cash flow, or collateral. Business credit doesn't require any of the three. So you can get it even if you don't have good credit, cash flow, or collateral. There's no cash flow requirements, no collateral requirements, no consumer credit. It's the one kind of money you can get even when you can't get any other kind of financing. So most business owners, you've got to do this if you really want to get away from personal guarantees and credit checks. And here's a client, Kylan, that I'll walk you through his success. I believe the Business Finance Suite, that's the system I showed you where our clients are doing it tier by tier, is the best step-by-step paint-by-the-number system to securing anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 in business credit. It reports your business credit report and helps you separate personal and business credit. What I like most is you have access to actual coaches that will take you by the hand and walk you through the system and answer specific questions that you have related to your business. It's just an amazing opportunity for small business owners. I wanted to show you Kylan for two reasons. First of all, you can see what happens when you follow the system. Secondly, he was a gym teacher. He wanted to get out of being a gym teacher. Okay, I don't know why. I mean, my sister's a teacher. She loves being a teacher. She likes the best in the summers, but she loves being a teacher. So he wanted to stop being a gym teacher. And so he got into this. He started to build business credit, decided he wanted to offer business credit financing as a service. He did so. He built a massive sales team nationwide. And last time I checked in on him, I think he was somewhere around $1 million plus in growing a business credit and financing business to go from a gym teacher to this. So it's dual success story, not only to get a lot of money through business credit financing, but it was also to able to make an entire business out of it and quit his day-to-day job. So the third thing is you've got to get funding for your customers. They need access to money to grow a business. It's why businesses fail. And after 2008, what happened was the government tightened up on banks. Banks didn't have the same ability to lend money like they did before. So as a result, these alternative lenders, what we call fintech lenders, poured into the space and increased approval amounts by over 25%. So the result is there's more funding available now than there ever has been before. But here's the problem. The problem is most lenders only deal with one or two kinds of funding. That's all they deal with. So for example, On Deck is the biggest in the cash flow financing space, but you can have perfect credit and no cash flow and they cannot help you. Now you can't go to their website and tell this, but I'll tell you. Okay, there's other ones like Seek, for example, that are based completely on consumer credit quality. You can go in there with $2 million a month in revenue, a 500 credit score, and they cannot help you because they only lend money based on credit, not based on revenue. And by the way, if you go to their website, it doesn't tell you that. So the problem is a lot of these lenders only offer one or two kind of financing, and they don't tell you what it takes to get approved. So you might go one place, get denied, and then I just went to the wrong kind of lender. You needed to go to a cash flow financing lender instead of a credit financing lender. Okay. And when you have access to all of this in one place, then what happens is not only are you helping more people get approved, you're helping people get approved for more financing. Here's what I mean by this. Here's just a quick look at some of the financing that's out there today. Revenue lending, merchant cash advances, AR financing, PO financing. startup credit line hybrid financing, book of business financing, 401k, securities financing, commercial vehicle, commercial real estate, peer-to-peer lending, angel investing, venture capital, private investment, equity investment, inventory financing, equipment sale, leaseback, equipment financing, equipment leasing, SBA loans, term loans, business lines of credit, house flipper financing, crowdfunding. I can add more. I got equity crowdfunding. There's a lot of other stuff I could add here. I just ran out of room. So there's so many different types of financing. And think about this. Look at all this that's available. Now, look at this. Check this out. Watch this. What if you were a lender, but instead of having access to this, all you were able to do was just access this? If you only had revenue lending and merchant cash advances, then you could only help people that have been in business for a little while that have consistent revenue. This is more lenders in this space than any other category are just offering this. So think about how many customers you couldn't help because you didn't have access to all these other funding programs. How many funding you're not able to get because you're not accessing all funding in one place. So the key here is you've got to access all funding in one place and help borrowers meet the criteria to qualify. When we determine what kind of funding somebody gets, we rely on our funding qualification matrix. It's even more complicated than the business credit matrix. There's over 200 factors that tie into a borrower's ability to get money. And by understanding these factors and helping a borrower meet them so they can actually qualify, that's the key to being able to get maximum funding for an actual client. So entrepreneurs got to have access to all funding in one place. And I'm going to give you two real case study examples, one very relevant to COVID. So this is Sam. Now, Sam says, my business is Dragon Gym, a martial arts studio that was founded in 1973 by my instructor, Diego, and took over by my partner, Lonnie, and I 10 years ago. About a year and a half ago, my business partner and I decided in 18 months we were going to open up a second location. We got connected with Credit Suite, and we were able to accelerate our timeline and open this location in only 6 months instead of 18. Getting the financing meant that we could start fulfilling our dream of having 10 or more locations across the country. Let me tell you what happened. They give themselves 18 months to have a total of 3 locations. We were able in a year to help them open 2 locations. So in less than that 18 months, we were able to help them the second and the third location. They now have 3 locations as a result of funding they got by taking multiple funding products and piecing them together to help them get the funding they needed. They were able to come in and open a second and third location. But here's what's interesting. They're in martial arts. You know, they got hit really hard in COVID. They had to shut down. So they used the same credit line we gave them. They used to open the second, third location to then fund what they needed to do to create an online curriculum. Their online curriculum took off. Now they've got 3 locations, all successful, back to full operating capacity, and an online engine that's now making them a ton of money as well, all using funding from multiple different sources. Here's another good story. Dr. Brandon. He originally approached us for getting $417,000 tax lien. He didn't approach us to get money. He said, I need help closing my business down. And we said, why would you close down a successful doctor's practice like this? He said, I owe $417,000 to the IRS. I've got credit issues. I've been denied at my bank. I can't get the help I need. We were able to get him $1.5 million in funding in over a year. He opened up a second location. He ran for public office amongst many other massive major accomplishments. So what's the difference here? I'll tell you what happened. We got him a term loan. We got him revenue lending. We got him merchant cash advance. We got him credit line hybrid. We got him business credit. We got AR financing. We got equipment financing. You get the gist. We were able to take together all of these different kinds of financing and piece them together to get him the money he needed to pay off the IRS tax lien and to be able to get $1 million over that he was able to use for massive expansion. Pretty interesting for a guy that was literally on the borderline of failure. And look at this guy, all these twins, right? That's what you do when you help people offer business credit financing. This literally, Sandy Northrup, I love Sandy. She's one of our partners. This is Sandy's client. And I can't tell you how exuberant Sandy is helping him go from shutting down his practice when this is how happy doing what he does makes him. And then actually helping him not only save his business, but expand his business. So very rewarding when you can help people get mass access to funding. So how do you do this? How do you do all of these things? How do you offer business credit, offer financing, offer fundability all in one place? Well, I'm going to show you that. But before, I want to show you the epitome. If you put everything together I showed you today, I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all together for a client. So Josh Elledge from Orlando says, one thing that's beautiful about Credit Suite is that you start with baby steps. The first thing that we did is get a couple of revolving credit lines and store credit. Then we graduated to gas cards. Then we ended up getting a very, very nice line of credit at Amazon. Then we worked our way up to getting a very, very nice SBA loan. And thanks to Credit Suite, we were able to really get our business finances in order from a what looks good to lenders to potential lenders and potential creditors, and became very attractive to lenders. The best options are always available to those who have their credit game locked down. And that's where what the Credit Suite platform allows you to do. We've been able to make smart investments in staffing, marketing systems, sales systems, product development, all these things before Credit Suite we just really couldn't do. I just don't have to stress as much because we've got money in the bank to take advantage of opportunities. I'm not as stressed anymore. I can keep a bank account that has plenty of cushion in there. And that cushion, just honestly, it makes me a better dad. It makes me a better husband because I'm not stressing out. A lot of things mean a lot to me in this, but the last part, obviously, because being a dad, I know what it's like running a business with very little cash and the stress that brings, and not being able to be present with my kids. And being present with my kids is a really big deal. Anybody that connects with me on Facebook, etc., you can see I'm always partying with my kids. I love my kids. Okay. And so being able to be present with them is very important. It's hard to be present when your mind is occupied with just trying to be able to keep your business afloat. But you can see here Josh's progression. Started with baby steps, right? He talks about how he got his fundability in line from what looks good the lender's perspective. He talks about getting started with these small credit lines, these gas credit cards, getting Amazon, moving up to an SBA loan that he's now used to build a 7-figure plus business because he was able to get the funding. So this is what it looks like when you put it together, right? You're able to come in and help somebody with fundability. You build them through the steps of building business credit. You get them funding, get them to an SBA loan, and they're able to get a ton of money that they're able to then use to scale major businesses to 7 and 8 figures. This is what it looks like. Very rewarding to be on the other side of that. And what's cool about this is I get the luxury of then becoming friends with a lot of these clients, and I get to watch their progression as they go. So as you know now, you can get money with bad credit. We've talked about how to do it. Cash flow financing, merchant cash advances, asset-based lending, 401k financing, all that stuff's available with bad credit, and business credit is. You can get money without collateral. You don't need collateral if you have cash flow or credit. You can get credit line hybrid if you have good credit. You can get cash flow financing, merchant cash advances if you have cash flow. You can get business credit if you have none. You can get money as a startup. We talked about credit line hybrid. It's no doc program to be able to get that done. You can get money if you've already been turned down. Okay, because a lot of lenders only have 1 or 2 products. By having access to all of them, that's how you turn denials into approval. Any business can get business credit, including yours and your clients, and it can be done without a personal guarantee. And the cool thing is that you could be the solution to help your clients actually do all 3 of these things. Now, you may be thinking, this isn't going to work for me, but many different types of partners have succeeded here. Okay, like I said, Kylan was a gym teacher before building a 7-figure business offering business credit financing, because everything that you get that you need to succeed, we can actually talk about here in a few minutes how you can get access to that. Everything you need to market, everything you need to sell, the website, everything you need to literally offer business credit financing as a service you're able to get. Now, you might be thinking they might not be able to afford beginning into the loan broker space or even afford working with Credit Suite. We'll talk about that as well, because you'll see that it's very, very simple to be very affordable. And look, if you only make 2 sales a month of our finance suite, for example, you make $6,000 monthly. So what kind of difference does that make in your life? I don't know. What is it? An extra $72,000 a year. Does that make a big impact in your world? And that's only 2 sales, 2. Okay. Sandy, who actually sold Dr. Brandon or got him signed up originally, I was at an event, 2 events with her, where she said 5 sales in 1 day. She sold the system for $5,000 a piece. 2 days, $5,000. There was 2 events. The first event, 1 day, I'm standing there with her hanging out. She goes, another sale just came in. Another sale came in. By the end of that day, she made $25,000 in that day. Now, don't get me wrong. She wasn't doing this every single day, but it just gives you an idea of what's possible. I was at another event. I go, Sandy, the same thing happened last event. Like, we've got to do more events together, because every time we do an event, you're making 25 grand in a day. So again, even if you only did 2 sales a month, you're able to come in and make an extra 6 grand. How much of a difference that makes in your life, I don't know. So entrepreneurs should be able to get the money they need when they need it. But not knowing approval standards, not being able to build business credit, not accessing all financing in one place is the reason that they're failing. Now, our system, the one I showed you, the business finance suite, and this is where we go through the tiers of building business credit. This is where you have an entire back office, partner resources and basic training, and the ability to train sales team members, manage your commissions. Everything you actually need to be successful through the finance suite does all 3. It helps clients through the fundability, building business credit, and financing, and you can simply just offer the solution. It's that easy. It's turnkey. So that means that all you do is make a sale, and then all the servicing is done by our team. The same team that's helped 48,000 clients through it now services your clients. And we can do it through Credit Suite's name. You can sell it through our name, or you can sell it white label in your own name. You choose that. And you have an entire team that actually helps the client. So the client gets access to the step-by-step finance suite to build business credit, improve fundability, and get financing. And they actually have access to coaches, advisors, and a funding team that helps them through the process, improving fundability, building business credit, accessing all financing in one place. So it's this combination of our technology, our finance suite, with concierge coaching from a funding team and advisor team to help them be successful. So how do you do it? Well, first we put you through a really simple 7-step partner training system. Here it is. I'll show it to you. So our partner training system is just basically every single thing that you need to know about offering business credit financing. So the very first thing you do is come through. I think it's less than 3 hours total in these 7 different stages. We teach you how to do every aspect of operating a business credit and financing business. I teach you how financing works, who qualifies, how business credit building works, how to sell, how to close. Every aspect of that is in the partner basic training. How business credit works, who can qualify, how to advertise, how to sell and close, all based on proven methods that we've used to help thousands of partners succeed. Next, you start asking those people around you, hey, do you own a business or would you like to? And if you hear yes, well, then you say, okay, well, are you interested in getting money? And they say yes, and you show them the finance suite. You close the deal. And again, our team can even help you with the closing process. We'll get on a 3-way call. We'll even help do the close for you on the call. You can refer the customers to us and we'll even close. So you have a lot of different options to be able to then close those sales. And every one of those sales can be $2,000 or more. That's what our partners make on average. How much you make depends on how much you price the system for. So you can make the sale yourself. You can have us help you close the sale. We can do all the work. You can just refer the customer. We contact them. We do the presentation. We do the sale. So any way you want it, we can actually do it. Maybe you're a loan broker and you don't want them to be offered financing. You only want them to be offered business credit. You have an option. You say, boop, no business credit, just financing. We just offer business credit. We have a system that's called the do-it-yourself program. And with the do-it-yourself program, you're actually able to sell it for very little money. The do-it-yourself program often sells for $200 a month, $300 a month. So it's easy. You just come in here to set up a client and you say, hey, do you want to do it yourself? Do you want them to have the full finance suite? Do you want to just submit them for financing here? Or do you just want to refer them to us and let us do all the work? So you have all these different options of how you sell, who does the closing, so that way it can work for you and you can make money right away. And if they can afford it, they're going to buy it. Look, we don't have problems with our partners not being able to close sales because clients don't want what they have. It's just a matter of the clients can afford it, they're going to want to buy it. There's really little objection besides the affordability. And there's even ways you can help them get money to be able to finance their enrollment. So you can actually help them get the money they need to actually be able to buy. Now, the finance suite ranges from $3,000 to $5,000. We sell it for $3,000. We've got partners that sell it for $5,000. Okay, your wholesale investment's $500 to $700. Here's how it works. So you're paying us, you sell a client. Okay, here's the client. No, I'm not going to say the client's water. You have a client, you sell the client for $3,000. Then what you do is you go in to activate the client like I just showed you. We go, boop, boop. We're going to pop right into the back office. We're going to go, okay, we're going to enter the client here, saying I don't have any credit because I need to buy a credit. I buy a credit for $500 to $700 depending on how many credits I want to buy. So now I've sold it for $3,000 and I bought it for $500 and my profit's $2,500. That's how simple it is. Okay, you can buy them in bulk at as low as $500, buy them in one shot and pay $700, whatever it may be. You can even break the $700 down into payments to even make it easier for your clients to be able to afford it. And you're selling it for $3,000 to $5,000. So typically you're making $2,000 in profit per sale. And remember, all you have to do is make the sale. And we can even do that. Once that's done, our team does the servicing, our funding team, our business advising team. We do all the support. We call the client 5 times in the first 5 days. We call them regularly after that. We're emailing them. We're constantly following up with them. We're not available for customer support when they call. We are, but that's not what we do. We're reaching out. It's all outreach to help them through the process, hold their hand and help them through the process. And you can even make as much as 50% of all the funding we make. So we come in, you bring a client in, the client gets funding. You can even get 50% of the funding, or not the funding, the actual fee that's paid to us. We split the fee. The lender gives us a fee because we got a deal funded. Then you can actually earn 50% funding on that deal as well. Okay, so again, a lot of money to be made. And sometimes you can even set that up on recurring. So what happens is some funding, actually the customer comes back again and again. And every time they come back and get funded, you actually get paid. So it's a nice way to come in and basically create renewable commissions where you're able to come in, consistent commissions where those are coming in on a regular basis. Now, when you enroll as a partner, here's what you get. Basic training, I talked to you about that. Training vault with 200 plus hours of private training for me. I do this training every single week. Now our team does it every single week. Somebody on our team does it. Sales will teach you sales. Marketing will teach you marketing. Advising and funding will teach you advising and funding. And then I come on and teach you the facets of running a business. We got 200 plus hours of that in our training vault. Exclusive access to partner training webinars, the partner marketplace with all the resources to get merchant accounts and everything else you need to succeed. Funding commission tracking, so you can track your funding commission. You can monitor all of your clients on your client dashboard, turn on and off their accounts, change their passwords, add clients, partner success teams. You're getting coaching through a separate team that just helps you with succeeding as a partner. Contracts and agreements to have customers sign. You don't have to, but some people want contracts and agreements, so we include them. Interview, presentation, closing scripts. We give you all the training. Our team uses the exact same training to be able to sell the way we sell. Funding training and underwriting guidelines to understand funding. Easily set up and manage your customers in the back office as well. You also get done-for-you seminars, website with 8 pages, contact us, about us, business credit financing, a full-blown website, 25 PowerPoint presentations just like for you to sell, 12 months of email content, 10 articles for posting online, 3 professional press releases, 12 months worth of social media posts, 25 marketing videos, 25, 15 ebooks and free reports to attract new customers, 10 automated webinars, even ones like this that sell for you. I literally have this webinar for customers that's done neutral without me saying Credit Suite or my name, that's in your back office that you could just send customers to that sells them for you. So all of that is included. 6 professional marketing flyers as well. So nearly $5,000 worth of just marketing resources. And you also get access to your own finance suite. 24/7 access to that. You can do this in English and or Spanish. And by the way, your marketing materials are available in English and Spanish as well. Okay, you get access to business advisors to coach through the process, help with startup, you setting up your entity, your name, your EIN, all the same thing your clients are going to get, you get. You get your own finance suite when you enroll. Help with setting up your address, your phone number, your fax, your 411 listing, your website, your email. We do an online compliance check to make sure your listings are congruent. Help with setting up your bank account, your merchant account. Help with getting set up with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, a DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet, your BIN number with Experian. We help dispute and fix inaccuracies across all 3 credit bureaus. You get the largest supply of starter vendors to start building initial business credit, the largest supply of retail credit, fleet credit, Visa card, MasterCard, cash credit, auto financing, all without a personal guarantee and credit check. You can access all the financing we have, cash flow financing, unsecured financing, asset-based lending, term loans, SBA loans, credit lines, and an entire funding team to help you get funding that will help you through the lifetime of your business. Now, we've got an ultimate program as well where there's a lot of done-for-you stuff. With this, you get a sales funnel. The sales funnel is built for you in the CRM already. You get educational and information emails. You get benefit and call to action emails to get people in your funnel to actually take action and want to buy. News hacker, video education emails. This is the same stuff we use in our own sales funnel. We build it in your sales funnel for you. Credibility and consultation emails to get people to schedule consultations. That's where we make sales. Funding case studies, 3 video sales presentations, 3 different ways you can actually present and sell to a customer without presenting and selling. I give you like webinars. We give you 3 different types of videos that sell the program for you that you can drive customers to do a lot of the selling for you. If you're trying to get in touch with the customers, we give you the emails to reach them through an attempting contact campaign, a retention campaign to retain customers, a re-engagement campaign if they stop engaging with you, fallout campaign if they just disappear and you need to bring them back, website marketing flyers and setup. We do the setup all for you. Webinar and PowerPoint setup. We set it all for you. We set up your social media channels. We set up your ebooks, your reports, your guides, your articles, your press releases. We do all the setup for you with the actual ultimate program. And if you are interested in getting started through Friday, I've got 7 really cool bonuses worth over $8,000. Not like could be worth $8,000. I mean, like legitimately you can go and buy this stuff for what it's actually going to or the value I'm showing you it's actually worth. Now that includes 30-minute initial coaching call with our team. We'll help you through every process of building business credit, financing, answer any questions you have, help you get a jump start. We're also going to give you 90 days of credit monitoring with D&B Equifax Experian. They cost $750 from the bureaus. We're getting it for you for free for 3 months. And after that, it's only $24. And that saves you $2,700 a year. That savings just in credit monitoring is more than you'd even have a customer, or more than you'd even pay to enroll for a Ray Basic core program. Okay, a 28-page valuation report. See how much your business is worth and what you need to do to make it worth more money. Multiple review sites. You have all these reviews and places online to review, right? Well, it pulls it into one widget. So one widget on your website pulls all these reviews from all these different places. So you only need one widget on your website to pull all your reviews in. How to grow your money tax-free course, 12 trainings plus 5 bonuses, $697 through Quest. We're giving you that for free as well. You can get a look here at the course contents and a business success bundle. Here's the problem. I can teach you how to build a business credit financing business, but there's a lot of other stuff, advertising, funnel building, that you're going to want to learn that I'm not the dude to teach you. So I went and found the gurus out in the space and got all of their stuff in the resale rights. And now you're getting that as a bonus as well. So there's over 30 different courses, guides, blueprints, tools for generating leads, branding, marketing, advertising, funnel building, product pricing, social media mastery, viral video marketing, and rapid business growth. I mean, $3,000. I got together all these courses. I mean, the file is even tough to download. There's so many videos and audio segments in it that you can actually use to be able to grow your business. And on top of that, again, you're getting all of those bonuses on top of that through Friday. So if you are interested in getting started with us, we found that people that take action the fastest usually get the best results. So it's over $8,000 worth of bonuses you're actually getting if you're getting started with us through Friday. Pretty cool. So that's $16,736 worth of value just with our VIP program, and over $8,000 worth of bonuses. I mean, literally, it's $25,000 worth of stuff you're getting. And the cool thing is if you're getting started by Friday, it's less than $5,000, $4,497, or you can break it down into 8 payments of $697. You definitely get a discount and save money if you're doing one payment. Now, here's the best part. We'll make payments affordable. If you look at this and say, Ty, $697, can't afford it. Okay, give us a call. Let's talk about it. We will customize a payment plan for you. We will make it affordable. We will work with services. We work with services that can finance it for you. We can help you get financing to actually enroll. So if you're interested in making money with business credit financing, you could spend $25,000 for a franchise, or which that doesn't even really exist for in the business credit financing space. But I'm just saying a franchise is $25,000-$50,000 conservatively to get started. With this, it's less than $5,000, and every single thing you need to run and start a business credit financing business is all included without the massive franchise fee. And we'll even help make it affordable by helping you get financing if the payment plans that we offer are not low enough for you to be able to afford. And again, just for staying to the end, if you give us a call, which I'll give you our number, even if you don't get started with us, I still want to make sure you have the bonuses. A playback of this, a fundability assessment, a funding qualification, and 30 days of credit monitoring with Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. I almost said TransUnion. I've never make that mistake. And we'll do all that for you on a call, and I'll give you our phone number because just because you watch this, you're entitled to that as well. So remember, every single thing you need to succeed as a partner offering business credit financing, we give you. All the same resources we use to attract 17,000 leads a month into our system. And my trainings, our weekly training, teach you how to do it. I teach you how to build a massive action plan, exactly what we do to market. You see our exact ads, our landing pages. You see our same sales script, our setter script, our system, everything we do to have built a $16 million company. We teach you and give you access so you can come in and duplicate the results that we've gotten for ourselves and for a lot of our partners. And again, don't forget, you're getting your own business finance suite with everything you're going to charge a client $3,000 for. Right? You're going to charge a client $3,000, and that's coming as part of your enrollment. So very little of your enrollment's even paying for the partner program. Most of it you're actually using to cover the same system you're going to sell to clients for $3,000. And don't forget, with our ultimate program, we do it all for you. All the stuff you get is all set up. We put the branding stuff on there for you, your logo, your branding. You actually get access to your sales funnel built, ready to deploy. And again, if you're getting started, a lot of different bonuses that you're able to come in here and get as well. I have some of that stuff messed up. I don't know what's going on there. So that is exactly how you can succeed offering business credit financing. So I'm going to open this up to questions. I usually answer questions along the way, and I noticed our phone number is not on here. So I'm going to pull up this really quick here, and I'm going to type in our phone number so you have that on the last slide. And I'm going to stick around and make sure that every single question you have is answered. And I'll put our phone number here. Keep right there. You can also email us, info@creditsuite.com. And we will talk to you more and answer any questions you have. I don't expect that you're just wanting to get started just because you saw this today. Okay. What I do expect is if you are interested, you can give us a call. And then what we will do is we will answer any question you have about being successful offering business credit financing. So there's our phone number. There's our email. And if you're interested in getting started, you can go to creditsuite.com creditsuite.com /partner-webinar. And that will give you access to all the bonuses everything that comes through this Friday. More than likely, if you go there, you'll see a timer clicking down, because like when the timer clicks down, like the bonuses are no longer available. You lose the $8,000 in bonuses. You can get started with this as a partner anytime. It's just that $8,000 in bonuses you don't get unless you're actually jumping in and getting going with us by Friday. So I'm going to stick around and make sure every single question that you might ask is actually answered. So I answered that life. Yeah, I did. Licensing requirements in California. We talked about that as well. Okay. How did you say you require licenses? Well, okay. So here it is. If you're directly offering financial products to customers in California, then you have to have a license. But if you're selling through us, well, we have all the licenses we need around the country, so you don't have to. So that was an answer to your question there. Okay, San Francisco, thanks for coming in as well. Sound went out, we addressed that. I'm getting business credit financing credit suite. Great, I'm looking forward to working with you. What if they ask for a PG? Well, they oftentimes will. When you go to apply for business credit, what's going to happen is they're going to ask for your social. You've got to clarify that you're not giving them the social and authorizing a personal guarantee and credit check. If you clarify that, they're not going to do a personal credit check or a guarantee. They're going to run your business credit and give you an approval and denial just based on that. If you have enough established business credit, you get approved and you don't have to provide the personal guarantee. What about loans for commercial properties? We absolutely offer loans for commercial properties. We also offer financing to do fix and flips with no experience. So if you want to break in, or your clients want to break into real estate, we offer fix and flip financing that even require you can get involved with absolutely no experience and still get involved with fix and flip property. Okay, what needs to be done if a business has late payment recorded for a tier 1 account? How long will it take to repair and be in good standing prior to moving to tier 2? You can usually get done pretty quick. Usually within a week, you can get something like that completely removed from a business credit report if you go through the proper process to dispute and remove. And keep in mind, that's something we do for you and your clients, is we help you through the process of fixing and correcting anything that's on your credit report like that. What's the ultimate price? You can go to creditsuite.com, and I'll actually walk you through that right now. Where am I at here? Okay, so I will go right now because I got some questions about pricing. If you go right here to creditsuite.com and you go to partner, let's see, we go to partner webinar, you can see our pricing for both. I'm pretty sure VIP and ultimate is going to be right here. Actually, that countdown timer is, yep, that countdown timer is working. So you can see here's our VIP package, and you can also see here's our ultimate package. So our ultimate package is about $2,500 more because you're getting a CRM. Everything is set up for you. And you can also see it's 9 payments of $997. And the same thing, if for any reason this doesn't work for you, if it's not affordable, work with us and we'll give you customized payment plans. You can go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar, and you can actually access that same pricing that I just mentioned here. Okay, and Brian says, I'm confused where I saw $500 to $700 with the package. So what I'm saying is this: you enroll with us to be a partner. And when you come here, you can actually see that this is what you're actually going to pay to be enrolled as a partner. And you're getting all the stuff here, all the stuff I've showed you, the training, the marketing materials, the website, everything you need to be successful, access to a partner success team, your own finance suite, all of that. Now, every time you go to make a sell, every time you go to sell the business finance suite, right? So I don't even know why I got off that page. Oh, actually, I didn't get off the page from here. So every time you go in to sell one of these systems, Brian, this is the actual business finance suite, right? If I come in to build my business credit, the ability for a business owner to build business credit, get financing, improve their fundability, get business valuations anytime they want. This is the business finance suite. This is what you're selling to customers. Now, you could use your logo instead of ours and your branding instead of ours. And again, you know, your customers won't see partner resources, sales reps, commissions. All this is for you. Their system won't have that. It'll just have everything they need to build business credit finance and get financing. So this business finance suite they get, you're paying us, every one of these you sell for $2,000 to $5,000 retail. You sell for $2,000 to $5,000, and you're paying us $500 to $700 wholesale, depending on how many finance suites you buy. So for example, our successful partners buy these in bulk at 10 or 20 in a piece, right? And they're getting them cheaper, $500 to $600. If you buy one at a time, it's $700. So you're selling the finance suite to your clients after you become a partner and enroll for $500 to $700, or for $3,000 to $5,000. You're paying $500 to $700 wholesale to be able to actually buy the finance suite itself. So hopefully, Brian, that answers all of your questions. And Frederick says, I've been using Credit Suite with fabulous results. Seems like a no-brainer to switch from a client to a partner and start telling people about my results and make a little extra. Yeah. Should I call in for my team and ask? I would. Just call it whoever it was that enrolled you initially. And here's the best part is that, Frederick, when you do that, what you already paid $3,000. You already did for core. So now all you have to do is pay the difference, like $1,500 more, and you go become a partner, and we'll do financing and finance that for you. So congratulations on your results. And this is exactly what I say is, look, if you know 2 to 3 people in your circle that are owning a business or want to start one and need money, like it's a no-brainer because they pay for your enrollment. They pay for your enrollment if you have 2 to 3 people that are ready to go. So Frederick, I look forward to joining you as a partner. Is this package the ultimate package? Yes. I showed you the difference between VIP and ultimate, and you can go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar and see the difference as well. Do we need a state or federal license? You don't need that. Well, for business in Texas, and what would be the total cost to start the partnership? We talked about cost. We've already went through that now. And whether you do need to have I don't know about licensing requirements to own a business in Texas. Okay, you don't need any licensing requirements to offer funding. We do that for you. We're covered. We're insured. We have got the actual licensing. But to own a business in Florida or in Texas, I don't know about your licensing requirements there. You've got to look into that. I just don't have that memorized on a state-by-state basis. While doing it, all right, let's go. How much does it do it yourself for the customer? You determine that. So for us, we let our customers do it themselves for about $300 a month, and they can cancel anytime. Actually, it's $250 a month. So our clients go through Genesis and can do this themselves for $250 a month. Okay, you can charge whatever you want to. It's $350 for a unit where the do-it-yourself unit on the wholesale side, and you can break that down into 2 payments. So you really want to sell the main program for $3 to $5 grand, but we have a do-it-yourself just for people that have already gotten some results. And also just because, there's other people that just can't afford it. And that's why we actually offer that as well. I may have missed it, but did someone mention that there's a special pricing if you enroll by Friday? There are a ton of bonuses that you're getting if you're enrolling by Friday. And that is it. If you go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar, you can see all the bonuses. So we rarely do any kind of discounts because nobody ever has anything like what we have. So what we typically will do is add massive amount of bonuses, and you're getting about $8 grand worth of bonuses. I don't know what's going on here. It's going to take me forever to backtrack here. So let me actually end this real quick. Let's see if we can do this. And then I'll go back and show you exactly where that is. So you are getting $8 grand worth of bonuses if you're actually getting started by Friday. And I'll show you those bonuses so you can see those again. So these are those bonuses. So if you're getting started by Friday, and you can also go again to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. And in doing so, you'll actually see these bonuses that are listed there too. You can see the value of everything you're getting there. And all that's listed right there on the page, creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. Okay. And I see active campaign is required. Yeah, it is. You can use your own CRM. But here's the thing. We can't build your ultimate funnel in any other CRM. It was a nightmare to try to do that. So if you have your own CRM and don't want to use active campaign for this, then for now, the solution is go with VIP and don't go with Ultimate. And that's Brian. But again, that might change down the road. We're possibly changing from active campaign to somewhere else. The problem is we got to build your website somewhere, your landing pages somewhere, your sales funnel. It's got to be built somewhere. We can't just go build something different in every other person's CRM because every CRM is different. So that all happens in active campaign, just so you know that. And I'm making it through everybody's questions here, so just be patient. I told you I would, but I just got a lot of stuff to work through here. Okay, so everybody, thanks for saying hi. Daryl, thanks for coming in, saying hello. Just got notifications. Okay, greetings. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, let me wait to bounce back. I appreciate that. Okay, Dr. King Shaw says, what's the criteria, top 10 questions you use to qualify a prospect as a business loan broker? Veteran owned. There isn't 10 questions. There's 3. What's your cash flow? What's your credit score? And what kind of assets do you have? So as a business loan broker, those are the only three C's you need to know about: cash flow, credit, collateral. If you know those, it's the only things you need to know. We don't even ask somebody 10 questions to qualify. If you know those 3 things, then you have enough information. And again, Dr. King Scholes, this is all training. We give you this in our partner basic training, how to qualify somebody easily. We do all of that as part of our partner basic training. Do we get a copy of the presentation? You do get a playback of this. If you are a partner, yes, you get a copy of the presentation. If you're a partner with us, you get a copy of the playback of this just because you attended. And all you have to do is give our team a call. We'll get you a copy of the playback. If you're on the if you're on the live stream, you can go to wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, etc. If you're on the webinar and you stay to the end, then it will automatically be sent to you. Okay, Orlando, chiming in. Orlando, thanks. Marilyn was in the house too. I run an e-commerce business and I have an LLC in the USA. Can I apply for a program if I live in the UK? You absolutely can. All you need is a U.S. entity, which you have, and you would be able to get approved. But you can't really get funding in the United States. You can easily get business credit in the United States. It's just most people are going to give you funding if you're outside of the country. If you live outside of it, unless you actually have access to your or actually have a social in the United States. And yes, this is being recorded. Dr. King Scholes, you can watch it on YouTube where you actually saw this as well. And Kalish says, here up top, what do these amazing, symbols mean? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I don't think that was even meant for me. Hey, just for getting no sound. Okay, well, we got the sound issue fixed, so we were able to get that corrected. When I created and started my business, it automatically creates me a DUNS number. Is that normal? No, nobody's business actually gets a DUNS number automatically assigned to them when the business is created. That's not the case at all. What happens is a DUNS number could be created for you just because somebody started reporting credit to D&B and D&B knew you existed and created a credit profile. But a DUNS number absolutely by default is never created just because the business is actually started. Okay, we talked about that. Too fast, slow down. I wish I could lead. That's the way my brain works. Unfortunately, everybody always says for me to slow down. I try to. This is me trying to be slow. It's just literally my brain operates at this level. So hopefully you were able to be patient, hang out there with me. And you know, can you imagine like going to listen to like my audiobook on like 2x speed or 3x or YouTube? It's gonna be hard to do. Jeff says, does this apply to commercial auto financing? We did it. We talked about that as well. What's that program for car rentals? Well, that's something I was just talking about on a personal level. And I use Turo to rent my cars. Turo, and I also do it on Facebook Marketplace. And let me see the questions. Okay, we talked about that. Question as well was answered. I'm all checking out all my social media. Okay, if my people want to do PG, can they to hurry up the process? They absolutely can. It's a great question here. I'll show you how we do that. So if our clients come in and they want to provide a personal guarantee, then we come right here to the final tier. And at the final tier, we have down here at the bottom access to personal guarantee accounts. So they can actually choose to expedite the process. And these are all accounts that they can get with a personal guarantee. And they can get these very quickly into the process. And then as a result, they're able to expedite the process. Now, notice places like Amex has PG and no PG, right? There's a different kind of options, but you can see that a lot of sources are here. And besides that, there's even a lot of other sources that will give you credit based on your business credit quality, but they don't report to the business credit reporting agencies. So we have those here. We say, hey, these are non-reporting trades. They might be ones you could use like Meyer or Chase or Central Bank, for example, or O'Reilly Auto Parts. I know Best Buy is in here as well. John Deere is in here. Apple is here. So these are all accounts, Wells Fargo, but you can use these and they just don't report to the reporting agencies. They'll approve you strictly based on business credit quality. So you absolutely, your clients and you have a choice whether you want personal guarantee accounts or not, just so you know that. Okay, now I have a few more questions I think I'm going to go through as well, but tell me where they're from, and I appreciate you all doing that. And then, oh man, I got a bunch of stuff going on. Okay, so I'm just trying to scroll. It won't scroll faster. Okay, so I want to make sure, if you have any other questions, type them in. I want to try to make sure that your questions are answered before we wrap up here. Okay, so hey, James, Maintenance Gardening, welcome. Thanks for coming in, everybody. So if I went through your same story, lost everything, buddy, I appreciate. I'm glad hopefully you bounced back the way I was able to bounce back as well. And it looks like I think most of the questions have been answered. Any questions in the Q&A have been answered. It looks like all the social media chat have been using some about 6 months ago. Using some of this information about 6 months ago, I applied to Uline. I was approved, but there's nothing at all I can use that Uline sells. That's Michelle, you're just not trying hard enough. What about batteries? Like there's nobody in this world that doesn't use batteries. That's just as an example of something you could buy at Uline. So there's all kinds of starter vendors. All you need to do is spend about $50 worth of stuff. And I get places like batteries and things like that. First aid kits is another thing I get at Uline that you can always use. Same thing, I'm almost here, but I'm like, okay, should I just order anything? Like, yeah, I would just order anything just to be able to get the initial credit that you actually need. I think that's going to help a lot. I also have an account which I have used at National Pen, paid in full. Awesome. I think you're all are chatting with each other. I don't think you need me if I hear sign up that DB stuff. All right, DB stuff, and then they will confirm. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It looks like almost all, I think everybody's questions that I can see here have been answered. If you have any other questions, I'm going to give you access to that as well. And high level, I use high level, and that's what we're going to switch to. We're actually going to switch from active campaign to high level. Can you use your own website? Yep, you can use your own website, and we'll give you a whole business credit funding website as well. If you sell this product and don't want my customers to use the system, can I do input can I do the input on my end instead of them doing it? If I sell this product and don't want my customers to use the system, that's a nightmare. That's a bad idea. For them not to be able to use the system or that they're paying you for would not be a good idea. The step-by-step system is how they succeed. And keep in mind that when you sell them, they get access to this business finance suite. You can even do it with your own logo and your own branding. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can do this in your own logo and your own branding, but you definitely want to give them access to the step-by-step system. That's what they're paying for. The white label plan, is there an option to complete done for you? There's not. And we've tried done for you. It just doesn't work because the customer has to be involved in the process. As they can't do this and hand it off to somebody else. Think about it. It's as easy to think about like this. Could somebody have built your consumer credit for you? Like, can somebody build your consumer credit profile? If you can think about how complicated and impossible that is, that's exactly the same with this. Nobody can build a business credit profile because they're getting credit, they're using the credit, they're paying the bill. Somebody only can get credit if they know what kind of credit that like they need to actually grow their business. That's why it only works. So becoming a partner means I can still own my own business, but I have the benefit of customers using your company for financing, and joining by Friday means your company will help me get completely set up. Yeah. First of all, by being a partner with us means we give you everything you need to succeed, all the marketing, the website, the training, everything you need to succeed. And as a result, we actually give you the system to sell to a customer, all the advising support, the finance support, everything a customer needs to be successful. It's all part of that. So all of that is what you're actually getting as part of our partner program. You basically make a sale, or you can have us make the sale, and we're doing everything else for you. The tiers are made available to my customers on my own webpage. No, the tiers are available through the business finance suite. You can see this. And so all that happens is when you enroll a customer here by adding a client, then they'll immediately be sent an email to set up their own username and password. They log in here to the business finance suite, the system that you see here, but it doesn't have some of the partner stuff here on the sides. It's just the actual system to be able to build business credit and financing. So they build business credit, get financing, they do their fundability, they get an immediate login where they're able to log in. Then our advisors contact them, our finance team contacts them and walks them through the entire process. I already offer multiple alternative lending products to our clients, but we interested in selling business credit services? Absolutely. So Rick, all that you have to do there is if I come in here to add clients, and then all I have to do, and a lot of loan brokers we service, it's really simple. Then all I have to do is I come in here and I say, look, I just want to go to Business Credit Builder, and I don't want to include financing. So you can see by default, we don't even access financing. So if you're a loan broker, you say, boom, I want to enter a client, enter their info, you get the credit for $700 and you're done. Now, if you want us to offer financing, you say, yes, I want them to be offered financing. And then you say, who do you want to be contacted? You want us to contact you as the partner or the client? Pretty cool, right? So you got multiple options here. You can not have us offer any financing to them, or you can have us offer financing, but you could have us talk to you instead of the client. So multiple different options there that you have when you actually enroll a client. Makes it really simple. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just realized, actually, I'm late. My daughter is supposed to be at tutoring at 2:30, so I'm going to jump out of here and go get her to tutoring about 20 minutes late. But if you have any other questions, I want to make sure that your questions are answered. Let me see if I have anything else. What is a good credit score to have to offer a personal guarantee? 650 will work. And Earl says, can you do a video in the future that covers the advantages of not having a business trade line, not reporting? Yeah, that's something we can cover as well. And everything you need for business. I agree. So go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. And again, if you want to give us a call, 877-600-2487, we'll definitely talk to you more about this as well, answer any questions that you have. And again, through Friday, you're getting about $8,000 plus worth of bonuses. So all you have to do is give us a call. Here's our information right here, 877-600-2487, info@creditsuite.com, and we'll make sure all of your questions are answered. And we'll see you on the other side. We've helped multiple partners build seven-figure businesses offering business credit financing. I found when I interview loan brokers, about 60% of the loan brokers I see in the space are using us behind the scenes to help with business credit financing. Of every loan broker I've ever talked to that's offering multiple services, including business credit, they're making more money on the business credit side of things than they even, or offering stuff like that when the person can't buy, than actual financing itself. So a lot of cool advantages, and our team will help you through every aspect of offering business credit financing as a service as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for tuning in. All you have to do is give us a call at 877-600-2487. We'll talk to you about everything, answer any questions you have. And again, the nice thing here is that if you get started by Friday, you get $8,000 worth of really cool bonuses. So thanks for tuning in. Give us a call if you have any other questions. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to working with you as a partner and helping you succeed offering business credit and financing as a service. Take care.